First All Blacks squad for 2025 has been announced. The All Blacks take on France in their July Test series. Some surprising inclusions, namely Brodie McAllister, Ollie Norris, Fabian Holland, Duplessis Kirifi, and Timothy Tavatavanawai. And then some big exclusions, guys that weren't included, guys that I thought would definitely be in there, namely David Havili and Ethan Blackadder. But before we get into it, let me know in the comments what you guys think of the squad. Who's lucky to be there? Who's unlucky to not be in there? What changes would you have made? Is the squad strong enough to take on Le Bleu in New Zealand? Let me know what you guys think. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. All right, so first squad has been announced. Razor, and his second year in charge of the All Blacks, is here. The squad is out, and it's exciting. It is exciting. There's some names in there that I had question marks over, yes, they could possibly be in there. But Razor's come out and it's almost like he's heard a lot of what fans have had to say. But all definitely deserved inclusions because these guys have been in sensational form. There's also, notably, there is injuries. So Peter Lakai, Asafa Moore injured, Ofa Tonga Fassi injured. And then you've got a few guys there that are an injury cloud. So Antonina Brown has got still an injury cloud, and then Jacobson has got an injury cloud. You've got Christian Leowili and Imoni Narawai in to cover there. So we'll run through the squad quick, and then I'll just talk through a few things that I think. But oh man, it's exciting. It's exciting. So hookers, Brodie McAllister, Samasoni Tokia'o, and Cody Taylor. So Brodie McAllister coming in there, obviously George Pell no longer there. Osofo Moore injured as well, so Brodie McAllister coming in. So the two Chiefs hookers in there, and then obviously Cody Taylor. Nothing crazy there at all. Props, you got Ethan de Groot, Tyrell Lomax, Fletcher Newell, new cap in Ollie Norris, Pasilio Tossi, and Tamaiti Williams. All thoroughly deserved, been outstanding this year. And man, my standout there is Fletcher Newell. The past couple of weeks, I've been loving everything about him. Goes about his work, can put in 80 minutes. He put in 80 minutes in a Super Rugby final and just a tank up front. He was fantastic. Obviously loving guys like Tossi back in there. And then big shout outs to Norris. How good. Locks, Scott Barrett and captain, Fabian Holland, newcomer, Patrick Tuipulotu and Tupu Vai. Obviously, Scott Barrett, the big talking point around captaincy. Was Artie Severe going to be named captain? Scott Barrett's named captain here. And standard. Why change? I don't say why change something that isn't broken. I don't think anything is broken within New Zealand or within All Blacks rugby at all. So why change anything, really? In that regard, around captaincy. Yes, Artie Severe, but he's definitely around he'd be in the senior leadership group. He'd be making calls with Barrett on the field, for sure. He's just not wearing the armband. Big hats off to Fabian Holland, been outstanding for Highlanders this year. Highlanders had one of the most successful lineouts, percentage-wise, in Super Rugby, and Fabian Holland was a big reason why. Strong lineout, strong ball carries, fantastic, gets through a ton of work. Someone like Tupu Vai as well, good to have. That's a good locking depth there, for sure. Then loose forwards, Samu Penifina, Luke Jacobson, Duplessis Kirifi, the newcomer, Artie Savia, vice-captain, and Wallace Satiti. Christian Leowili, injury cover there for Luke Jacobson. I like that because both of them, fantastic. Either or could have played. Obviously, someone like Peter Lakai not in there because injured. Big out Ethan Blackadder not in there. I thought what he done the last two games was enough to get him in. They're probably worried around consistency because, yes, he's injury prone, but it's because he goes 110% every game. And I thought because he's in Crusaders setup that he might get the nod there, but he'd be in and around it. Any injury comes in, he'd be straight in there, I think. Interesting why they gone for Christian Leowili as injury cover for Luke Jacobson instead of Ethan Blackadder, who's been there and done it. But who knows? Very, very interesting there. But happy for Kirifi, man has been patiently waiting, been going about his business. There's a ton of people said he's too short or too small, never going to make it. But this year, he went to a new level at Super Rugby level. He was fantastic. Every game, topping the charts for tackles made, topping the charts for turnovers, for carries, getting stuck in. He was part of the captaincy there at Hurricanes as well, so shows leadership qualities. Fantastic. And I really hope he gets opportunity here. I feel like they'll play him in a similar way to the Springboks use Kwagga Smith, because Du Plessis-Kirifi has also got the skills to play, if he has to, at a stretch on the wing or in the backline, like Kwagga Smith would if they go for a 7-1 or a 6-2 split. So Kirifi definitely has that ability, and he'll come on and just be a dog, just into everything, high energy. That's definitely that. I see him playing that style of role. Ardie Savea, obviously vice captain there. He was always going to be in there. And the halfbacks, no surprises here. Noah Hotham, Cortez Ratima, and Cam Roygard. Cam Roygard's probably your leading number 9 there, but Hotham and Ratima have been fantastic as well. Ratima probably a little bit more inconsistent. Hotham obviously had the injury early on in the season, but worked his way nicely back and was fantastic in the Super Rugby final this weekend. First fives, Bono Barrett, Damien McKenzie, again, no surprises there. It'll just be interesting which way he goes with who starts. For me, Damien McKenzie starts. Yes, a lot of people talking about, was he good enough in the final? He got outplayed. His forwards got outplayed. The whole team got outplayed. He was hunted. 2, 3, 4 players were after him every single time he touched the ball. And it's tough, man. If he's behind a dominant pack, we know what Damien McKenzie can do, and we know what he can do at any level of rugby. Fantastic player, and this forward pack would definitely give him that front foot ball. So he's my number 10 for the All Blacks right now. And then in the midfield, so Jordie Barrett comes back from Leinster, straight into it, and vice captain. Lovely. I love that. Right, so you got Rico Ioane also in there. Anton Leonard-Brown, injury cover there is Imoni Narawai. Then we've got Billy Proctor, Timothy Tavatavanawe, the new cap, and Quintu Paia. Amazing for Quintu Paia to make to get back into it. Obviously had that horrific injury a couple years ago, ruptured everything in his knee, worked his way back, had an outstanding year outside DMAC for the Chiefs this year. And also this center or this midfield combination is definitely showing how they will look to play. They brought in Timothy Tavatavanawe, just extended with the Highlanders, so showing where his allegiance lies. He wants to play for the All Blacks and gets the call up. I hope he gets more than just one cap and then they brush him aside and then he goes overseas. I hope he does. He's been one of the best players in the Super Rugby this year. Acts as another flank. I think he led the comp for turnovers. Really, really good and strong, man. He can also cover center and wing and probably flank as well, to be honest. He's definitely giving you that front foot ball, and definitely could see him being used. There's also that extra punch off the bench, that energy that we need to get over the advantage line. Let's use him. And even to start, you could see that happening. Happy for Proctor to be in there. He'll be pushing his case for number 13 as well. And Rico Ioane, definitely as well. Then the outside backs, and someone I think who's very lucky to be in there, Caleb Clark. Not his best season this year, but he does go to a new level for the All Blacks. But if we're going off form, I don't think necessarily he should be in there. The rest, really good. Will Jordan, Ruben Love, Sevu Reece. I don't have to say anything about Will Jordan. Unreal. Fantastic. Tick, yes, play. Unreal. He gets in there. Happy for Ruben Love. So versatile. Shown there now that he can play fly off if he has to as well. So he covers your fullback, he covers wing, and he covers fly off as well. Good off the tee too. And I did put out a post earlier this year saying how important he will be, or what a big asset he will be for the All Blacks going forward. And I'm glad to see him in there. And then Sevu Reece comes in, also sensational form this year. He's the now leading try scorer in Super Rugby history, and just been unreal. An out-and-out finisher. And that's it, man. Holy, strong squad. I like it. Some guys that are, yes, like Havili and Blackadder, probably unlucky to miss out here. They definitely would have had conversations with Razor around why they weren't selected. But still, strong squad, man. There's not much you can complain about here. What do you guys think, All Blacks fans? Let me hear your thoughts. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time.